Okay, we are live, Sarah. I'm just gonna keep the broadcast up on my phone so that I can see. Oh, yep, we're good. We're good. And I'm not even gonna worry about um, making sure that people are watching because people will be able to catch this replay. So,
Okay.
Sarah, I am so incredibly excited to have you as the very first BGC Live hot seat session. And before we get started, I want you, oh, of course, a phone call would come in. Be quiet, decline, go to voicemail. Um, Before we get started and jump into whatever questions you want to chat about in our live session today, first, give me your backstory as to your business and or your blog, how you started, and kind of walk you through your journey of where you are right now.
Okay. So I started blogging maybe 10 plus years ago. I was running a marathon and thought it would be a good way to keep family and friends updated on training. I was trying to raise money for a charity. I kind of fell in love with just writing again. I was an English major in college. I'm an attorney now, but my job doesn't really allow for a lot of creative writing. It was just fun. It was a fun way to keep in touch. That kind of morphed into a wedding planning blog after the marathon was over and I got engaged. So there was a lot of that. Then it morphed into recipes and household projects and kind of what I was going through as a newlywed. And then when we had kids, that was game over. Kids, 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 nothing but kids. So it was kind of time as my oldest was getting ready to start school. I started getting a little nervous about privacy, and you can say any embarrassing thing about them when they're little babies, but as he's going on his own way and getting his own friends, I kind of didn't want to broadcast every embarrassing detail of his life. So I took a hard look at kind of what I was doing and whether I wanted to continue blogging at all. And I noticed that all of our posts for our outdoor adventures were probably the most well received, and I got the most questions on them. So we're a really active outdoor family. We love hiking and fly fishing. We go camping, canoeing, kayaking, kind of anything that we can think of, playing in the creeks. Just love being outside. My husband and I both grew up out very outdoorsy and want our kids to also be outdoorsy. And I kept getting so many questions from parents about, how do I do this? What is your favorite gear? Where do I go? How do I get started? And I thought, well, I could start an entire new website that would basically answer these questions. And it wouldn't just need to be from me, because my experience is pretty limited to what we do in the Midwest, but maybe I could get people to contribute from all over. So their adventures in different national parks across the country, different things, that outdoor activities that they do with their kids, nature school lessons that they do in their homeschool, and kind of put these all into one place and develop an online resource for parents that want to get their kids outdoor more. So that's kind of where we are. So that was Run Wild My Child, which is the name of my website. And we launched in the May of 2017. And everything was going great. It's been so much fun. Within 2 months, I found out I was pregnant with our third. So it put a little damper on how much content was coming out and how adventurous we were being, because I was basically laying on my couch trying not to die or puke. So we weren't doing all that much, but that was kind of when I started getting more interested in getting other people to contribute and help out. So started putting out calls for pitches on our Instagram feed, and got a lot of really great feedback. So I've been kind of developing that network and utilizing other bloggers, photographers, moms, kind of just from everywhere that have a unique story to tell and want to be a part of our team.
That is awesome. So if you catch my eyes coming over, I have a second monitor and I'm actually looking at your website right now.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's beautiful. I
Thank
love
you.
your logo. It's
Thank
very
you.
bohemian. It's totally my style.
It's
Okay,
pretty fun.
so yeah, it's and I love where you're going with this. You're basically listening to what your audience is asking for, and you're, doing things that allow other people to be a part of your brand. So let's talk about what are we talking about today? How can I help you move yourself forward with this business?
So I think one of my biggest questions and concerns around the website right now is creating a collaborative team or some kind of platform that allows me to get guest contributors. So
Okay.
right now, I would say 1 out of every maybe 5 posts is mine. So having a set team of contributors would take a lot of the pressure off of me to create all the content. It would allow us to cover more unique locations, have different voices, different photo styles. It would just really add a wealth of information to the website. So I want to put together some kind of platform that allows me to have a group of contributors that would maybe submit seasonal work, once one activity or something for the summer and then another for spring. But I don't necessarily know how to do this or put it together. I don't know if this is something that I have people apply for. Is it just something that naturally happens? Is it I'm kind of lost. So I used to guest post for another website, a parenting website, and they had like a scout program, and it was product scouts, and anytime they would receive products to review, you would get that product, review it, post something for their website. That could be something, something similar, but I don't know. I don't have a ton of product to give away right now, and it's not that necessarily type of website. But I guess the second question comes right after that is how to incentivize this. What would make people want to be a contributor? I think I don't really have a budget to necessarily put them on a payroll or anything. I don't have I couldn't pay a couple $100s a post or whatever it is that they're probably making if they work with a brand. I don't have the budget to put together a team or pay a salary or anything, but what could I offer them that would make them want to do this? Obviously, creating content and photographing, editing. I mean, it takes a lot of time. As a blogger, you get this. Most people do not understand how much time it takes to put together one post.
Right.
It's a ton. So I want to properly incentivize them and pay them and compensate them. So are there other ways? What is it that bloggers would want? Is it something I could post about them on Instagram and drive up their traffic, or get them additional page views, donations in their name to, an outdoor charity or something? It's just kind of, I'm all over the place, and there's so many decisions to make around this that I can't act at all.
So I kind of like where your brain is going in the sense of this scouting program. I think that's one option that we can talk about as well as this other option. So what I would consider first doing, if there are a couple of online Facebook groups that are constantly saying, I can write blah, blah, blah posts about blah, 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 blah. And that could be kind of like the start for you hunting for people that might be a good match. Because I think that has to stay true to your brand. You have to find people that are going to resonate with your audience, that have the style of writing or the professional photos. You want to stay on brand. And for you to scout people, that's one way to do it. And then to put calls out for contributors. And maybe this is a beta contributor program in the beginning while you're trying to figure out all of these, how can I properly incentivize somebody when I don't necessarily have a budget to pay them?
Right.
So I would look into Facebook groups. I know there's several out there, specific to your niche, but also just generically with people, with bloggers looking to get their links out somewhere, because having their links out somewhere is a strong sentiment to them because of SEO. If there is an organic link between you and them and they are contributing regularly, it's just a strong signifier out to Google that they're an authority in your topic as well. So it works for both of you. So that would be the first thing that I would do. The other thing that I would do, then, just for the scouting of people, the other thing that I would do is research who all is in your niche, who all is in the space that you want to be in, and go out and pitch them. Because this is how you're going to really, truly find people that align with your brand, because you're going to be in control of that. And we just got a comment that just popped in. It's not telling me who it's from because BeLive's being dumb, but it says, I'd be interested in doing this just because I'm going in this direction with my blog. I can send my Instagram if you're interested in collaborating.
Absolutely.
Who is this? I will find out. We will get you connected. It just says comment from Facebook. So I have no idea who that comment was. So bear with us to the very end and I can get you guys connected.
Yeah, so right now the way that I've found contributors is through Instagram. So I would put a call out to action on stories and say, hey, we're looking for contributors. Here are 3 or 4 topics that I would like for people to cover. However, I'm open to any ideas. And it's like raising chickens with kids and, somebody who's explored Banff with their kids or something. So whenever I do that, I get a ton of feedback and lots of good follow-up. And so there's a ton of interest. It's just getting people to follow through.
Agree.
So, right. So they email and they say, here are all my ideas. And we pick one and I say, go, and here's your deadline. And then I never hear from them again.
Okay. So, introduce a contract. Introduce a contributor contract that puts all of that in writing and that holds them liable for not creating that.
Do you think that's scary for people?
No. If you're in this to grow, if you're in this to make this a thing, you're going to sign a contract saying, I want to be a contributor for so-and-so. You're setting the bar for what your expectations are. And you're saying, sign this because I'm here to help you grow just as much as I'm wanting you to help me grow. So we're going to make this mutually beneficial for the two of us, and we're going to outline it. And this is the expectation. And if this fails or if you don't follow through, then you won't ever, contribute to this site. And, karma is a bee. You know what I'm saying? Like, make this as professional as you can make it, because this is a serious thing that you are wanting to add to your own brand.
Yeah.
And so you only want to align yourself with people that are also serious about that. And so I think that will weed people out is you come through this process and you set the expectation. I am really excited. You've already pre-vetted them. You've looked at their work. You've looked at their Instagram. You've looked at their own blog and their writing style or whatever. You can have them submit some,
a sample.
Exactly. Sample writing, sample photography, what it would look like once they send you over that. And if all of that aligns, then you proceed. And all of those expectations are set up front. That way, if they don't, and I know this happens, like life happens to people. I get that, but if you're not going to communicate with me or with you about life happening, then we can't be in this professional working relationship. I can't help you grow. You're not taking this seriously. So I think if you can set your expectations up front, hey, this is going to be the contract we use. This is going to outline everything. You're going to contribute one post every quarter. These are the topics we've decided on. If for whatever reason we need to renegotiate this, then we can have that conversation at that time. But these are your deadlines. And
Okay.
I will, it would be smart if you set up some kind of project management system. You can use Trello, Slack, you can use Evernote, something that you can communicate, not just email, but like check in regularly with me. How is your post coming? Like have this place or this hub. Slack is really good for this, where you can have all your contributors in one place talking to each other or talking just to you. You can turn conversations private just between you and them. You can have them come into this open network. It's almost like having a Facebook group, but it's all done through a project management style system with like Slack.
Okay.
That would be a great place. One thing that you could also use as an incentive for your contributors is allowing them to place their own affiliate links into their contributor posts.
Okay.
That way, if that post goes viral, they're making money off their own affiliate links. And I think if you don't have the budget right out of the gate to pay your contributors, if this is still in that beta period or whatever, allow them to use their own affiliate links.
So
Amazon
that they would be okay with that?
Who?
Amazon?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They can add your website into their profile so that that is all tracking properly.
Okay.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I like it. I think that's great. So what about people who are not bloggers? If they don't have a blog, maybe they're just a mom that wants to submit. Maybe they're like a Click Pro on Instagram, or they just want to talk about their homeschooling or something that would be less of an incentive for them. What else could I offer them?
What do you think is inspiring them to want to contribute?
I don't know if it's adding to the community, being recognized as a resource or a lead in the field. If it's being able to gain more Instagram followers, maybe all of it.
Okay. I think if they are not doing this as a professional thing, they are not a blogger, they are not looking to grow as an authority, they are just wanting to contribute to the conversation, I think you could incentivize them, not only by allowing them to talk about their own background, linking out to their Instagram or whatever, but I think $25 or $50, something that's monetary, because they're not thinking blogger rate.
Right.
They're like, I want to contribute. And so maybe an Amazon gift card or, something that is meaningful to them as a give back for them wanting to write and contribute the conversation. I think that's a way that you could go for those that aren't doing this as a pro. They just want to contribute to the conversation. And you're saying, thank you for having this conversation with our community. Yeah. I think that could be an incentive. And then in their post, you get your affiliate links, if they make sense, into there that supports that. So you're not necessarily fully out of pocket per se on giving them this gift card. If you've got your own Amazon links within their post, it's you making the money and you being able to afford that Amazon gift card for those people.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
So,
that's good.
Awesome. Okay. I remember there was a second part to your question. Or did we just talk about? Okay. Yeah. Do you want to explore that anymore? Does that give you something to start working with?
I think that it does. I think I didn't know about the using Amazon links. So I think that's good. I think the link back to their own site. I like the idea of going out to not necessarily competitors, but the people within, my niche and getting them on board as well is very interesting. So I'm excited to kind of look at that. Yeah.
And that goes back to the article about your true 1,000 fans. If you are supporting and giving a megaphone to your true 1,000 fans and they get to contribute back through you and they already think you're amazing, it's going to reciprocate itself, because they're going to be like, oh my gosh, mom, I was on this blogger who I follow and think is the bee's knees. She allowed me to contribute to her website today. And then they start sharing that with their mom communities. And that is truly how you're going to get that organic growth that you want, because you've got your people writing for you. You're incentivizing them, either whether or not they're a blogger or just a community person. And that is just going to snowball on itself.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, yeah. One thing I would say to add to your contribute page is a Google form where they can go ahead and apply, because you have what you're looking for, what makes a good submission. But I think you can take that one step further, because if they have to click away and go email you and then have to reference back, don't allow them to click away and be like, I'll do that later. Go ahead and have a Google form embedded in there where you're asking their information so that you can capture who that person is. You can start exploring whether or not they might be a good fit, and you can start that conversation immediately rather than them having to remember to email you at some point.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, so I would do that.
So my next question, so totally different. And I feel like this is timely with your brunch coming up. So I get asked a ton if we are going to have any kind of live events or sponsor an event or something that would give us more of a live presence as opposed to just living on the internet. I've kind of considered this, whether it's hosting a hike, for families, maybe work with Hike It Baby or something to co-host a hike where families could come out and we all hike together. Or if it's something like offering a camp, maybe like a week-long summer camp or something for kids in my area, that maybe this could snowball and we could put it into place in other areas. I feel like with so many people asking about it, it's something that people want. Yes. And I don't know if I have the capacity to actually put this into place, but I think it is an amazing opportunity. And it's something that I've been thinking a lot about. There's a need, but I don't know if I'm the person to fill it. I would love to have to be affiliated with this, and I want to encourage this because we can, put all of this stuff on the web and hope that it actually inspires people to get outside with their kids. But it would be nice to be there and see it and get the kids involved and hold their hand and answer their questions in person. And I think that really takes our mission up a level. But I just don't know if this is the right time or if I'm the right person to do this, or, I'm just kind of really dragging my feet on making a decision about this. And I don't think it has to be right now, but, with getting the word out about our mission and trying to encourage more kids to get outside, and especially parents, if you can get the parents, the kids will go. Obviously, the kids love being outside. It's convincing the parents that this is okay and holding their hand and answering their questions. So maybe more of a conference or something on teaching moms, how to let go of their fears, or I don't know. I'm all over the place with this one.
I think yes to all of the above, but obviously there's going to be a roadmap that you would need to follow in order to get from this start moment to this camp moment. Yeah. And I think where you could start is with a live event, but I would make it more intimate the first time you do it, or maybe the first 4 times you do it, and make it a little bit more roundtable with the parents. Okay. So you are hosting a roundtable discussion about your mission, and you want to know who is in your area that is listening, first of all, and is excited to go on this journey with you, because those are the people that you're going to be able to say, I want you to join my team. I want a team of volunteers that can help me put this together. Because if you already know that maybe this isn't your strong suit. There is going to be someone that this is their strong suit, and you can guide them, make sure that it aligns with your mission. You still have your fingers in it, but it's not necessarily you that's making the phone calls. It's not necessarily you that's saying, okay, at 9 a.m., this is what we're going to do. And at 10:30, this vendor arrives for blah, 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 blah. If you can be the umbrella of what this is, and you can keep your fingers attached to make sure everything still is your mission, and it is going out into the world and bringing your mission to life, there are going to be people that you find in your community that will help you do that. Yes. And I think that's where you start with these smaller in-person events. They can be round tables, they can be educational, they can be, where maybe one child comes with them versus the whole family. Like, make them super intimate and make them small in the beginning and make those people feel special. So I would put out a call first on your Instagram to find out, hey, if you're in my area and this interests you, I want you to go fill out this survey. One random winner or one random survey participant will win a gift card or something, and get their feedback. Find out where they are, like where their thought process is. Get your community to respond back to you with whether or not they would support this. And that will help guide you in what's next.
Okay.
So I would do an in-person event once you do that survey to kind of figure out, how do I keep this conversation going? Because again, you want these true 1000 fans attached to you, and they will help push you forward. And they will tell their people, and their people will tell their people. And then it will snowball into this camp idea that you have. But you have to start somewhere. And where you start is having that intimate discussion with maybe 10 moms and say, how can we get this next level in our community? How can we take away this fear from parents that being outside is a good thing? How can we properly teach about hiking? How can we properly teaching about playground etiquette? How can we, you fill in the blank. Maybe we have a kite flying day. Maybe we have a hiking day. Maybe we have a s'mores day. Like, start small, but get attached to the people that are like, heck yeah, I'll volunteer. I want to be a part of this. Because the way then you can incentivize those people is bringing on sponsors who are willing to provide money to help you pull off this event, provide product, let them get the product, so that you're kind of not necessarily coming out of pocket to bring on these people, but you're saying, thank you. Thank you for being a part of my business. Thank you for being a part of this mission and getting boots on the ground. I think that is a great way for you to move forward without necessarily having you feel overwhelmed that all of this is being done by just you.
Okay. Awesome. That makes me excited.
Yay!
I know I've been really dragging my feet about this, but it's something that's sitting there on the back burner. And I keep thinking, like, I really want to do this. I really want to do it, but I'm terrified. And, what if nobody shows up? And, I don't know. I really do want to give it a shot, though. So
I totally think you should. And I think you have a great platform for it. You just have to put out the call and start, finding the people who are, really want to do something else. Maybe they're a stay-at-home mom and feeling bored out of their mind, and they want something to be a part of. I think that is something that you can make happen for them.
Yeah, I think this whole call is about finding my tribe, finding my people.
Amen to that. Sara, thank you so much for coming on and strategizing, and I hope that it's been beneficial to you.
It has been. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. This has been welcome. Great.
Yay. Okay, guys, so we have another one coming up this Thursday, and so stay tuned in the Facebook group. If you don't catch it live, you can always watch the replay. And then May Hot Seats, look the first Monday of May, which is May 6th, look for the call for you to be able to sign up for your own hot seat session And yeah, I'm super excited about all of this. Sarah, thank you for bringing some great questions. And it sparked some conversation. And so hopefully once we clear out of here, we can go find who actually made that comment. Because again, it just, on my side, it just says comment from Facebook. That's super helpful. So thank you again for taking the time out of your day. And I'm really excited. I'll follow back up with you to see how you're doing with the contributors and also where you start going down the road for your in-person events and how that looks.
Well, thank you for having me here, and thank you for all that you do. I love the community. I love the Facebook page. I love the podcast. It is where I go to get pumped up and keeps me accountable. So thank you for everything.
Oh, you're welcome.